Alright, Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakah Kwadash, double honors to the apostles, and elders of great millstone, peace and safety to the elect. Alright, and this is Ratazai once again with another article, alright, dealing with World War III, or dealing with Armageddon, alright, and the title of this article, all right, from Russia Today, is Russia expects to sign S-400 air defense system deal with India this year. All right, and as you know that the S-400 is dealing with the missiles, man. All right, and basically you have these nations like India, Syria, and whatnot who are considered small or minor nations. All right, which goes into prophecy about how it says, "Let the weak say I'm strong." Because while you have these world superpowers like Russia, all right, what are they doing? They're supplying these weaker nations, so to speak, with their weapons, man, with their technology, all right, with their know-how, and that's all according to prophecy. All right, when you read Joel the 3rd chapter, which I actually have on deck. All right, but prior to getting to the scriptures, I want to read a little bit from this article. It says, I'll start from the top. It says, the long-awaited deal to supply Russian S-400 air defense systems to India will likely be signed this year, as the sides only have to agree on the price now. Russia Military Technical Cooperation Service. All right. So yeah, man, these deals, these different nuclear deals with these nations, these nations having or they're acquiring weapons, advanced missile technology, and all that. This is a sign of the times, man. All right, but you have these other Israelite groups, that want to go back and forth about small things, or things that are not pertaining to a prophecy, or things that are irrelevant, man. All right. Meanwhile, you got Russia building missiles. They're constantly upgrading different trade deals and things of that nature. These are the things that you're supposed to keep an eye on, man, and focus on, man. All right, because whether you believe it or not, World War III is inevitable, man. It's going to go down. All right, and we're seeing, like we always say in our videos, we're seeing the chess pieces, so to speak, being moved into place, man. All right, now I want to jump down because it mentions it mentions India, but it also mentions Turkey. All right, which Turkey is a part of prophecy also. When you read Ezekiel 38, which I'm gonna probably get that also. All right, it says I'm gonna jump down to this one paragraph. It's a really short article. All right, it says Russian S-400 have peaked quite a bit of interest in recent years. Sales to China, all right, started earlier this year. Turkey is awaiting the arrival of the S-400 systems in 2020 in a $2.5 billion deal, despite criticism and threats from its U.S. and NATO allies, while deals with Saudi Arabia and Qatar are currently in the works, man. So yeah, man, that whole NATO thing is going to get broken up, and that's a part of prophecy also, man. I think I mentioned that in a prior video, where these nations are going to break off from America, and America's going to be isolated on an island, so to speak, man. And they're all going to shoot missiles, all right? And it said what? Turkey, man. Turkey is awaiting the S-400 systems. So I want to get this scripture, all right? This is Ezekiel 38, and just for the sake of time, I'm gonna just get right to the point. I'm gonna jump down to I'm gonna start at verse 4. All right, the point is in verse 6. It says Ezekiel 38:4, and I will turn thee back and put hooks in thy jaws. That's referring to the Russians. Because when you read up, it mentions Gog and Magog, which is the modern day Russians. All right? Meaning what? The Lord's going to turn them back to that old world like U.S., Soviet Union spirit. All right? It says, and I will turn thee back and put hooks in thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth in all thine armies, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Right? Meaning what? Russia's getting into that warlike spirit, warlike mentality, man. You know, and that's the times that we live in. That's why there's so much missile talk. You know, like I mentioned earlier in this video, nuclear trade deals. They got this missile, the Satan II missile. You know, the S-400. All right. It says Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. It says Gomer, which is Turkey. All right. Gomer and all of his bands, the house of Togarmah of the north quarters and all of his bands, and many people with them. You see, just armies, man, armies of nations binding or coming together under Russia's authority or Russia's leadership. You know, coming against who? Coming against Babylon the Great, America, man. All right. And that's the times that we in, man. Like we keep saying. I mean, it sounds like a broken record, you know. But when you read the scriptures, the scriptures constantly repeats itself, man. The various prophets were talking about the same thing, man. They were talking about the destruction of that wicked kingdom, man. Babylon the Great. All right. I'm gonna go to another scripture. Joel chapter 3. All right, because it mentioned India receiving these S-400 missiles, man. All right, and India is not considered a major or a big nation. They're really a weaker or a minor nation, and that's all pursuing the prophecy, man. All right, this is Joel 3 and 9. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. All right. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. You know, and that's what's happening, man. Soon, that's clearly what's happening, man. Keep up with current events. Reading these articles. Clearly, war is being prepared, man. All right. Scripture says what? It's a time of war and a time of peace. All right. Read Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter. You know, it's a time of war, man. It says, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. You know, and that's what's going on, man. India is a weaker nation. Russia being its superior. And India's, or nations like India, or countries like India, are becoming strong. Why? Because you have the world superpowers supplying them with weapons, man. You know, now India has missiles. You know, Saudi Arabia has missiles. All these other nations that are considered small compared to America, compared to China, compared to Russia or North Korea. Now they on the map now, man. You know, and they have that nuclear capability and power. All right. It says verse 11. It says. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. You see? And they're gathering together, banding together, doing trade deals, like I mentioned in this video. All right? Banding together. Why? Because they're going to join forces and come against that whore, man. The whore, you read in Revelation 17. All right? The whore that stood upon the beast. Which is what? America. Babylon the Great, man. All right. It says, let the heathen be wakened, verse 12, and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, all right, which is Yahweh Shaphat in the Hebrew, which means the valley of the Most High's judgment, or the place of Yahweh's judgment, which is in the Middle East. You know, that's where all this turmoil and things of that nature are taking place, man. In the valley of Jehoshaphat in the Middle East. It says, "For there will I." It says, "For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about." Because, hey, not only is America going to be destroyed, but you're going to have various other nations that's going to be destroyed too. All right, because America going to shoot their missiles, man. Yeah, ultimately America's going to be obliterated off the map, but America going to shoot their missiles, man. All right, so everybody's getting judged. America, all right, the Russians, all right, all the Middle Eastern countries, man. That whole area, man. It says, verse 13, "Put ye in a sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full. All fast overflow, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision. For the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision," man. Yeah, and we're drawing near and near towards that day day of judgment, man. All right, when all hell and war is gonna break loose, man. All right, and the prophets, beginning with the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, we've been warning you. Hell, going back to the apostles and elders, man, for decades, man. Going back to the 90s, going back to the 80s, brothers have been pushing out the prophecies concerning the Third World War, man. All right, and it's showing you here in the news, man. Articles are constantly coming out, linking up with prophecy, man. All right, so I just wanted to bring out that quick update. With Russia, India, with this S-400 deal. There's gonna be more things that's gonna be popping off, man. More trade deals, more missiles advancements. Certain technological advancements, and it's all gearing up for that day, man. That's at the end of the day, that's what it's about, man. The destruction of America, man. Judgment Day. All right. So hopefully that was edifying. Brothers was updated. So with that, all praises to Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, by Shem Rakah Kodash. Until the next video, Shalom.